Okay, well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold.
Sophie Cunningham just stepped into Indiana, and within minutes, she made sure everyone knew exactly what kind of player she is. This wasn't just another routine player introduction. This was a statement. And what happened next? Let's just say someone over in Las Vegas might be side-eyeing her own merch sales right about now.
Hey guys, it's Sophie Cunningham here. I'm finally in Indiana and I am so excited to be here and meet all of you. See you guys at the game. Bye.
When Sophie took the mic at her press conference, she wasted no time setting the tone. She made it crystal clear she's sassy, she's fiery, and she's got her teammates' backs no matter what. Fever fans have been craving that kind of energy, and Sophie walked in ready to deliver. No hesitation, no holding back, just pure, unapologetic confidence.
And I think that, like, just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself. And so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself. But I'm excited to play in front of the fans. I think that she's drawn a lot of people, not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole. And so just to be a part of something great, just really happy to be here.
Then, right after dropping those bold words, Sophie posed with her brand new Indiana, a Fever jersey number 8 on full display. You could practically hear the excitement buzzing through the fan base. The moment she posted that picture online, the comment section flooded. Fans were already begging to know where they could get their hands on her jersey.
Long after I put it up, I was going through the comments and I noticed someone commented saying, I'm going to get one of those jerseys. Sophie Cunningham, yes, I'm getting that jersey. But the commenter said, I can't get a jersey. These jerseys are gone. These jerseys are about sold out. Can't get one. And I was thinking, wow.
That's when the madness really started. Just hours after her press conference, social media exploded with fans saying the same thing. Sophie Cunningham's jersey was nowhere to be found, completely sold out. And mind you, she hadn't even stepped onto the court. Yet she hadn't played a single minute, hadn't even gotten through her first full practice, and still her jersey vanished from the shelves faster than a Caitlin Clark deep three.
Showed up in Indiana, just had her press conference, just got in the gym already. I know she got in the gym with Keith Porter, knocking down shots, working on stuff. The jersey that you just saw her highlighting, got my jersey, finally here. Good luck.
Good luck, get it oh. And get this all went down right after Sophie had just finished her first gym session with Keith Porter. She was still catching her breath from her first Fever workout when fans had already wiped out every last Cunningham jersey in stock. That's wild. Meanwhile, somewhere across the country, Asia Wilson had to be watching this unfold like, hold up, who just sold out their jerseys before even playing a game? You know, she had to be scrolling through social media, seeing all the hype, and suddenly feeling a little nervous. I mean, she's the reigning MVP, yet here's Sophie Cunningham walking into the Fever locker room and immediately becoming a top-selling jersey. That's got to sting a little. Let's be real, Fever fans are loving Sophie because she brings that raw, unfiltered energy that Indiana thrives on. She didn't just say she's going to stand up for her teammates, she means it. And Fever Nation, they felt that passion instantly and responded by making sure every last Cunningham jersey was gone. The Indiana Fever's merchandise ice team just got hit with a tidal wave they never saw coming. Fans rushed to the team store website in droves, and the result, absolute chaos. Sophie Cunningham's jersey sold out faster than almost any other WNBA player in history, all before she's even played a single minute for Indiana.
Look, I went this morning, I said, let me go see for myself what's up with the sale of the jersey, just because I had seen that comment. So I came on over to the team store. You can get Pacers gear, Fever gear. So here is Sophie Cunningham's jersey. It's the front of the jersey.
Right there, think about that for a second. This isn't some longtime franchise player. This isn't a former MVP. This is a newly acquired role player. And yet her jersey demands skyrocketed like she's the face of the league. The Fever's merchandise team completely blindsided right now. They're probably still scrambling behind the scenes, desperately trying to restock before the season even starts. But just how bad is this sellout situation? Let's take a deep dive into what's happening over at the Indiana Fever's official store.
Here, adult Indiana Fever number 8 Sophie Cunningham Rebel Swingman jersey in red by Nike, $130. Okay, so look at this. There's a size extra small available. Needless to say, that one ain't for me. So this is, look at the rest of these. If you want a small, here's the sign. Here it is right here. Sold out.
I checked the site myself, expecting to maybe see a few sizes left. Nope, every single size, medium, large, extra large, double extra large, all gone. It's like they never even existed. The only thing left, one single extra small jersey. And even that had a warning flashing low stock. Only one left. If you didn't move fast, you were out of luck.
Okay, well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold out. The only thing that you can get is an extra small, and it still says low stock, one item left. One item.
Meanwhile, just for fun, I took a peek at A'ja Wilson's jerseys. And well, let's just say there's plenty of inventory available, large, medium, small, take your pick. No flashing low stock warnings. They're just rows and rows of A'ja jerseys waiting for anyone to add them to their cart. But Sophie gone faster than pizza at a Super Bowl party.
Cunningham just showed up in Indy. Hasn't played a game yet. And that commenter wasn't lying. If you're extra small, I guess you can grab up that one left. That's wild. I guess the message has been sent. The organization is going to have to make sure they have plenty.
The Fever's merch team is officially in panic mode. They never expected this kind of response for Cunningham. And now they're scrambling to restock before the Fever's first game. Let's be real, this kind of sellout frenzy usually only happens for generational superstars or #1 draft picks, not players picked up in trades. But this situation proves something bigger. Fever fans are not just hopping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon.
This, by the way, is driving A'ja Wilson fans nuts. They're furious that this is happening on the same day. Why are they doing this? Oh my God, don't they realize the impact of A'ja Wilson, blah, blah. What impact?
For years, critics have tried to claim that Indiana's fan base is only here for Clark, that they wouldn't care about the rest of the roster. But this jersey sellout just shattered that narrative completely. Fever fans aren't just here to cheer on Caitlin Clark. They're here to ride or die for the entire team. They're putting their money where their mouths are. And the rest of the league is getting a first-hand lesson in what true fan loyalty looks like.
Now, I gotta say this because I've said this before, and this is yet another example. Indiana Fever fans. I'm not talking about the people they've been made out to be by people out there, by media, by WNBA players and coaches. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real Indiana Fever fans. Don't just talk the talk. They walk.
And you know A'ja Wilson has to be watching all this unfold, side-eyeing her untouched jerseys, wondering what just happened. She'll probably release a press conference tomorrow saying her jerseys are all sold out too.
They buy merch, basketballs, Caitlin Clark basketball. They're begging to buy Caitlin Clark's Nike shoe when that shows up. They're buying jerseys.
Remember when she said she was invited in Unrivaled 2 and offered a higher salary less than a day after Caitlin Clark turned down their offer?
I got sweatshirts, t-shirts, different things. They're buyers. I'm not saying that no other fans are buying stuff because obviously people are wearing stuff in stands, but it is Indiana Fever fans.
When she seemingly leaked her speaking fee or the college jersey retirement fiasco, the jealousy is unreal.
Caitlin Clark turned the league down, right? Well, this source close to A'ja Wilson is claiming they offered A'ja Wilson more money than Caitlin Clark to play in this league.
How about when she seemingly leaked her speaking fee? Or the college jersey retirement fiasco? The jealousy is unreal.
Did you see how many people showed up to watch Caitlin Clark play golf? With actual attention, economics at play, Caitlin's participation in any league has an existential bearing. Nobody outside of A'ja herself cares about whether A'ja shows up. That's crazy because literally nobody asked, and sources close to A'ja Wilson decided to answer any.
Indiana Fever fans aren't just talking the talk, they're backing up their loyalty with their wallets. And it's reshaping the entire franchise, while other WNBA fan bases are busy arguing on social media or making excuses for their team's lackluster attendance. Fever fans are out here breaking records in merchandise sales.
Town, right? Renee Montgomery of the Atlanta Dream. They not like us, Renee. Those who say it's not about Caitlin, I'm not saying again that no other fans are buying stuff. That's obviously not true. But you cannot, just like you can't compare other players to Caitlin Clark and the effect she has, you cannot.
This isn't just about showing love for Caitlin Clark. It's about embracing every player who puts on that Fever jersey, whether they've been on the team for years or just arrived. And that's what makes Indiana's fan base different. Renee Montgomery from the Atlanta Dream nailed it when she said that Fever fans aren't like other WNBA supporters. They don't just hype up their team online, they invest in them.
Indiana Fever fandom who go out and put their money where their mouth is, not just hanging out trolling on social media. You're gonna have the troll, obviously, but fans are buying tickets, which is why things have to change when Indiana.
Think about it, Sophie Cunningham hasn't even stepped on the court for Indiana yet, and she's already getting treated like royalty, and in most markets role players might sell a few jerseys once they prove themselves. But in Indiana, Fever fans aren't waiting, they're going all in from day one. And it's sending shock waves through the league.
Indiana Fever fans, that to me is Exhibit A. Sophie Cunningham barely steps foot in the field house, y'all. Jersey, one left in extra small. Everything else sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Whether you skinny, whether you fat, sold out. Equal opportunity, sold.
But this is bigger than just a few jerseys flying off the shelves. Indiana's fan loyalty is turning the Fever into a destination franchise. Players around the WNBA are paying attention. If you had the choice between playing in front of half-empty arenas with zero energy, or joining a team where fans welcome you with open arms and buy out your jersey before you've even played a game, where would you go? Indiana is making itself the place to be, and other teams are scrambling to catch up, and now we have a full-blown merchandise crisis on our hands. Fever fans are trying to get their hands on anything with that Indiana logo on it, and the supply chain cannot keep up. Jerseys are gone, hats are selling out, and don't even get started on the Caitlin Clark shoe situation.
I just want to point that out. As an Indiana Fever fan, I mean, there are people who are willing to pay all kinds of money to get tickets. There are people who are buying merch off, like flying off the shelves, basketball, all kinds of stuff. And they're begging to buy that shoe. That's why I said, Nike, I don't know what the deal is. I'm not into the contract or anything like that. They got something, whatever their agreement is, that's their agreement. I'm saying, though, when that shoe shows up, they better prepare and be.
Nike is failing to capitalize on what could be the biggest WNBA merchandise release of all time. Clark's signature shoes are nowhere to be found. No release date, no update, nothing. Meanwhile, fans are practically throwing their credit cards at the screen, begging to buy them. If Sophie's jersey sold out in hours, Clark's shoes will be gone in seconds. So what's Nike waiting for? The Fever are turning into a merchandise juggernaut, and the only thing stopping them now is the lack of supply. If the WNBA and Nike don't wake up fast, they're going to miss out on the biggest business opportunity the league has ever seen.
She had the craziest momentum that we have ever seen with any athlete in the history of ever. And the fact that Nike did not capitalize on that, the fact that they are the biggest athletic sportswear brand in the world, and we didn't hear a peep out of them the entire season, it truly makes me wonder, like, if I were Caitlin Clark's management, and again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I would be truly rethinking the deal that I signed.
Indiana Fever fans aren't just making noise, they're proving their loyalty with their wallets. And yet Nike and the Fever organization are completely dropping the ball every day that merchandise stays out of stock is another huge missed opportunity, another day of lost revenue that the team will never get back.
Remember, fans are for real Indiana Fever fans, and they buy tickets. They sell out arenas, home and away. They buy merch.
Think about it, Sophie Cunningham, a role player, sold out her jersey before even stepping on the court for Indiana. That alone should have set off alarm bells at Nike's headquarters. If Sophie's jersey can't stay on the shelves, what do you think is going to happen when Caitlin Clark's signature shoes finally drop? The demand is already there. But instead of capitalizing on it, Nike's slow production is capping the Fever's growth at a time when they should be dominating the market. What makes this even more frustrating, fans are ready to spend. This isn't a case of people hesitating over prices or debating whether to buy. They want to buy, they can't buy there. Searching, refreshing, waiting in line, and getting nothing. This is a business owner's dream scenario, customers practically throwing money at you. But the problem, there's no inventory to sell. If Nike and the Fever don't step up production right now, they're not just missing out on money, they're actively hurting the Fever's momentum. They need to flood the market with jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and yes, finally release those Caitlin Clark shoes. The longer they delay, the more potential revenue vanishes into thin air, and the more fans grow frustrated.
Because Indiana Fever fans support, not just by running their mouth or running their fingers, they actually do something. And those who may not be able to afford it, they want to do something. And so this is just me saying, way to go, Fever fans. And we love, listen, remember how it was like nobody wants to go play in Indiana? Nobody wants to play with Caitlin Clark. Those fans. And we came to find out when free agency showed up, everybody wanted to go to Indiana and play for the Indiana Fever and play with Caitlin Clark, and when they got here started praising the fans.
Let's take a step back and appreciate what's really happening here. This isn't just about selling some jerseys. This is about Fever fans changing the game. Literally, Renee Montgomery nailed it when she said that Fever fans aren't like any other WNBA supporters. They don't just cheer from the sidelines, they invest in their team. They're setting a new standard for what women's basketball fandom looks like, and they're forcing the entire league to take notice. Fever fans aren't just watching history, they're creating it. They're proving that a WNBA team can be as marketable and as profitable as any men's team if the right pieces are in place. This isn't just a fan base, it's a movement that's redefining what support looks like in women's sports. And if other teams aren't taking notes, they're going to get left behind, just like A'ja Wilson. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.